The Cost of Hope, a memoir by Amanda Bennett, is a poignant and deeply emotional account of her family's battle with her husband's cancer diagnosis and the subsequent journey through treatment, hope, and ultimate loss. The memoir offers a raw and candid exploration of the emotional, financial, and physical toll of living with illness, and it raises important questions about the nature of hope, medical care, and the human spirit in the face of terminal disease. Bennett chronicles the profound impact of her husband's illness not only on their lives but also on the lives of their children, friends, and the broader healthcare system. The book begins with a recounting of the initial shock of learning that her husband, Steve, a healthy and active man, had been diagnosed with advanced cancer. At first, the diagnosis seemed improbable, but soon the family was plunged into a whirlwind of doctor's appointments, hospital visits, and the grim reality of cancer's toll on the human body. Bennett vividly describes the emotional impact this news had on her, Steve, and their family, emphasizing the difficulty of confronting the uncertainty of the future and the overwhelming sense of fear and helplessness that accompanies a terminal diagnosis. Bennett's narrative shifts between the personal experiences of her family and reflections on broader questions about the healthcare system. She delves into the complexities of cancer treatment, navigating the options available, and the role of hope in the process. Bennett becomes acutely aware of how the medical system often places immense pressure on patients and families to continue seeking treatment, even when the prospects of success are slim. The relentless pursuit of treatment, in some cases, takes precedence over the emotional and mental well-being of the patient and family, leading to a tension between hope and reality. Throughout the memoir, Bennett grapples with the psychological burden of living in a world where hope is in constant tension with the harsh realities of illness. As her husband's cancer progresses, their family faces decisions that question the very nature of hope itself. What does hope look like when survival is unlikely? What is the cost of holding on to the belief that a cure is possible, even when all the signs point to the opposite? Bennett explores these complex emotions with a level of honesty and introspection that speaks to the universal experience of confronting a loved one's illness. The book also reveals the strain that cancer care can place on families, not only emotionally but financially. Bennett writes about the escalating costs of treatment, the strain of navigating insurance, and the overwhelming burden of medical bills. As her husband's treatments become more intensive, the family's finances are stretched to their limits. Bennett's experience shines a light on the financial toll of terminal illness, which often goes unspoken in discussions of medical care. The cost of hope is not just a matter of emotional and mental investment but also a very real and often crushing financial burden. As Steve's condition worsens, Bennett is faced with difficult decisions about the kind of care they want to pursue, including weighing the potential benefits and harms of continued treatment. These decisions become fraught with uncertainty, as they must balance Steve's wishes with the medical advice they receive and the emotional needs of their children. Bennett provides insight into the often murky waters of end-of-life care and the struggles families face in navigating these waters, as well as the ethical dilemmas that arise when treatment may prolong suffering but offer little chance of recovery. The memoir also touches on the dynamics of caregiving, not just for the patient, but also for the caregiver. Bennett's own emotional and physical exhaustion is evident as she tries to balance the needs of her husband, her children, and herself. The toll of caregiving is one that is often invisible to outsiders, but Bennett's writing sheds light on the sacrifices and struggles that caregivers face, often without recognition or support. She also writes about the isolation that comes with being a caregiver, particularly when friends and family members don't fully understand the enormity of the burden. In addition to the medical and emotional challenges, Bennett reflects on the impact of her husband's illness on their relationship. The couple's relationship, once full of shared experiences and dreams for the future, is now defined by a struggle for survival. Bennett poignantly describes the changes in their marriage, as they both grapple with the shifting dynamics of their partnership in the face of a terminal illness. She writes about the grief of watching someone you love change physically and emotionally, and the ways in which they try to adapt to their new reality together, even as their future grows uncertain. As the book progresses, Bennett explores the sense of powerlessness that comes with facing a loved one's death. She writes about the helplessness she feels as she watches Steve suffer, and her frustration with the limitations of medical science. Despite the advances in cancer treatment, the reality of Steve's terminal diagnosis forces her to confront the limits of what medicine can do. Bennett reflects on the emotional conflict of hoping for a miracle while also accepting the inevitability of loss. The memoir is not just about illness and death but also about love, resilience, and the ways in which families cope with the unthinkable. Throughout the narrative, Bennett's love for her husband and her family shines through, as she tries to provide support and comfort in the face of overwhelming adversity. She emphasizes the importance of cherishing the moments they have together, even as they face the unimaginable. Bennett also reflects on the role of community during times of crisis. The support of friends, extended family, and even strangers plays a crucial role in helping the family navigate their journey. She writes about the kindnesses they receive, the people who show up when they are needed most, and the ways in which this support sustains them throughout the ordeal. The memoir emphasizes that, while illness and death can isolate individuals and families, they can also bring communities together in unexpected and meaningful ways. In the final sections of the book, Bennett turns her attention to the process of grieving and letting go. As Steve's death becomes imminent, she reflects on the profound changes that occur when a loved one dies, and how she must find a way to move forward without him. She writes about the process of mourning and the challenge of finding meaning in the aftermath of loss. In many ways, The Cost of Hope is not only a story of a family facing death but also a meditation on the way we live, love, and find meaning in the face of suffering. The conclusion of the memoir is a powerful and reflective moment, as Bennett recognizes the importance of hope, even in the face of loss. She acknowledges that while hope may not always lead to the desired outcome, it is an essential part of the human experience, helping people navigate the darkest moments of life. Ultimately, Bennett's memoir serves as both a tribute to her husband and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. The Cost of Hope is an emotionally powerful exploration of love, illness, and the complexities of hope. Through her deeply personal narrative, Bennett offers readers a window into the intimate struggles of families facing terminal illness, and she raises important questions about the emotional, financial, and personal costs of hope. It is a moving reflection on the fragility of life and the enduring strength of the human spirit.